I got hungry at 11 o'clock and then drank one big bowl of garri with ice block and granuts. You know, and it's at times like this that I know that you're moving closer and closer. But nothing spoiled. So we look at some of the stories. I'll be away for 1 week, maybe 1 week and some days, which means I most likely will not be here next week, Saturday. But of course, there'll be things to fill it in. The story I missed, but I was a victim of the I don't want to use the word irresponsibility because I've pardoned the government or whoever did that. The closure of the bridge that led to the mayhem on, I think it was on Wednesday. Okay, so we couldn't, yes, so Wednesday, overnight Thursday. It was something else. As at 3 a.m., what am I saying 3 a.m.? Even as at 5 a.m. on Thursday morning, there was still traffic in some parts of the states. And the Vanguard now carries the story here on today's Vanguard. It talks about federal government reopening the Independence Bridge. And it says that rehabilitation works to commence in 3 weeks. When you are going to do the rehabilitation works, what are you going to do? Something struck me because I've seen it happen before. Sometime in the 70s, I think there was a problem at was it Oju Elegba or Jibo, and the Nigerian army at that time, the engineering corps built what was like a temporary Bailey Bridge. Yes, if I remember my history serves me well, they built a Bailey Bridge. I think General Obasanjo of that time led that exercise. So where I'm going is that maybe the government should look at the possibility to see if they can put some temporary Bailey Bridge in that area, because it's now been shown that you cannot survive. Lagos cannot survive with that bridge. You just can't survive. No matter what kind of arrangement you put in place, that bridge, because there are only 2-3 exits. There's only that bridge. There's only going through the Koyi axis, and the third one is through Lekki, which in itself is usually congested on any normal day. So they will have to look at the possibility. Could one temporary bridge or whatever it is be constructed before you then close this bridge? Because when they say that the works are going to start in 3 weeks from now, I wonder how that is going to happen. Are you going to open the bridge during the day and work all night? Would that be possible? Anyway, the experiences of people are well documented here, but I think people's experiences are known to a lot of people, so I won't waste too much time on that. But to say that the bridge is now open, I drove through it today just to make sure that it was open. I drove through that bridge, and all's well that ends well in the interim. The Vanguard also has a picture story here that I find quite interesting, and that's a picture of the former governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu, and my good friend who I have never met. I have this itch to meet him, Osita Chidoka. Two of them carrying T-shirts, and the T-shirts say, "Nigeria deserves free transfers." That has to do with the recent development, I think, from Sterling Bank, which says that they'll be doing zero, they'll be charging zero on transfers and so on and so forth. And I think Chidoka led the process immediately. I'm not sure about that, but he has said that because they have done that, he's going to open an account in support of the bank. So, nice picture here of Ikpeazu and Osita Chidoka. I wonder if the other banks would follow suit. The ruling of the Supreme Court about Abure still being the chairman national chairman of the Labour Party has various interpretations. Some group said it means that he's still the chairman. Some group said no, it doesn't mean that he's the chairman, and has a twist to it. So at the end of the day, what is likely to happen again, Nigeria, for God's sake, from High Court to Appeal Court to Supreme Court, now you have to go back. You might have to go back to the Supreme Court and get them to tell you what is the interpretation of the judgment. We keep going back and forth. A lot of cases that should have ended even at the High Court. We have this thing that everybody wants his matter to get all the way to Supreme Court. I think at some point in time, we might have to have a review of the legal process to say certain kind of cases should end maybe at the Appeal Court. A Supreme Court is bogged down by all kinds of cases, believe you me. And there's another story here that says about Nigerians are likely to pay less for petrol as oil prices have dropped to 65 naira per barrel, $65, per barrel. And the story says that there are indications that Nigeria would pay less for PMS, also known as petrol, as Brent dropped to $65 per barrel from 69. So I found this now, and then there's a story here. I was so excited when I saw it. Oh, depot owners slash prices. So I checked. What are they saying here? The depot prices of mainland AYM and EVER have dropped to 918 from 920. I said, what kind of a two-kobo? But a drop is a drop. I think we got close to 8 something about 2 weeks ago. I think the last time I filled my tank was about 8 something at one of the stations, even though you find that NNPC was... well, it looks like we might have a new NNPC, though, because the leadership has changed hands. The leadership of NNPC has changed hands. And, of course, it's come with its own political consequence. Because the gentleman in question, again, is from the southwest. He's from... we Yorubas, I don't know. He's from the southwest, by coincidence or by design, though well qualified. I think that he has worked, I'm not sure, in a company owned by the president before. I don't know. The indications show that, but I'd like to be sure about that. But he's a Yoruba man. He's from, where is he from? I think he's from Kwara, so I don't know. But his name is Engineer Bayo Ojulari. He's the new chief executive officer. Indeed, there's a political statement here in the Vanguard, and it says that the North is not against Tinubu's appointment in NNPC, and that is credited to Saidu, who is described as a leader of Arewa in the South. I don't know who this Alhaji Musa Saidu is. I don't know who he is. I think maybe if he was from the Northern Arewa Consultative Forum, I might be more, he'll be more recognizable. But he says that the North is not against Tinubu's appointment in NNPCL. As usual, I take... I'm very worried about the president's, insistence of finding only people in the southwest for various appointments that have a leaning towards income in the country, in the financial sector. I don't know. I wish the president would spread his wings further and try to create a kind of balance. This tilt is one too many. To be honest with you. And luckily, I'm from that area, so nobody is going to say that he doesn't like the Yorubas. I'm a double-barreled Yoruba man, father and mother. But like Yorubas also, we are told, if you want to be known as a gentleman Omoluabi, you must do what is just and you must do what is balanced. You must do what is just and what is balanced. This idea of picking from this same region over and over again, where you have finance, CBN, customs, you have FIRS, all from the president's constituency. And I've said it over time, we will pay for it. Our children are going to pay for it in future, because if this is what we want to keep on doing, by the time we have another president who comes from the north, there you go. You'll be told that that's what you did, when you were in power. Is that how we want to run this country? I mean, this is without prejudice to the fact that, of course, the man is qualified. But it's also, I'm sure you have a lot of people from the east who are just as qualified, or even from the Niger Delta, for God's sake, where as a sentimental, if you want to be sentimental about this and use it to douse tensions. But I think it's unfortunate the president's advisors don't seem to have let him know the full implication of all this. But you see, my experience of being in power, having been close to those in power, is that people will always tell you what they want, what you want to hear. If you don't keep insisting that, tell me the truth, tell me what exactly, they will watch your body language and tell you, like my friend would say. I remember one time I had a case in court, and my friend said, we don't know the mind of the judge. He didn't talk about law. God bless his soul. He said, we don't know the mind of the judge. I think it's whilst I'm happy for Julari, he'll be able to contribute his whatever, and he might jolly well also he might be well-rounded enough. But this idea that the president can only work with people he knows, that to me shows a deficit in management. In management, you should be able to work with anybody who is qualified. You don't have to know them intimately, except there's something else that meets the eye in this case. I don't think Chief Christopher Kolade, Dr. Christopher Kolade, knew everybody he worked with in Cadbury. Or Mr. Felix Ohiwere could only find his kinsmen to work in every department in breweries. Even Herbert Wigwe, God bless his soul, I don't think everybody in Access Bank was the most important people in Access Bank were necessarily from his region. I think it's something we have to look into. We are supposed to have some policy that balances the acts, but we are getting towards a trend that defies, as if the president believes that he can do whatever he likes. I don't want to use the word "get away with it" so that people won't say that he's committed something, or won't say I said. But let's be sensitive to these things. Okay, our lines will be open. I'd like to talk to someone. I'd like you to contribute to this. Two lines working. 2 lines. Okay. Only the female line. Okay, so everybody can call 0201 465 7190. I think we have a caller already. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. We have some calls there. Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Brother, you call from Mowe.
Yes.
I want to thank you for that. When somebody speaks the truth, we at home, we always feel fulfilled.
Yes.
So you are speaking from the mind of many Nigerians. It is good if, like, as Nigeria is going like this, anybody who is our head of state, let him take any qualified person from any place, no matter where he comes from. Don't say this is my tribe or this is my brother. Thank you very much.
Yes, there must be sensitivity in appointments, and that must be stressed, and it must be resisted. This kind of nepotism must be resisted. I'm surprised that we even have a National Assembly that hasn't thought it fit to bring up this issue with the president. I'm surprised. That's why we have a balance. That's why we have a National Assembly. They are supposed to help steer the ship of state. Because, you see, what happens is this. The direct consequence of this kind of thing is, what happens with this? If there is a feeling that this is the direction in which you want to go and quote and unquote favor your people, you are not going to get very good cooperation from the other arms. The directors, people that drive the civil service are not necessarily PAMSEX or whatever. They are not. Their bodies and spirits will not be in the work that they are doing. There's a direct consequence for this, and I'm surprised that people don't seem to get it. I think we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jimmy.
Morning.
Yes, my name is Nosike.
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Wish you many happy returns.
Thank you.
Okay, to the president and his appointment, he said it before he won the election, or rather, this thing that they called an election. He said, Emi Lokon, Yoruba Lokon. So he's actually doing what he said he was going to do. Peter B was asked, recently in his last interview, if the president has done well. He said that based on what he said, that he will continue from where Buhari stopped. He's done fantastically well. So the man he's fulfilling what he said. Emi Lokon, Yoruba Lokon. So it's his turn, and it's Yoruba's turn in his own words.
Okay, my reaction to this is that it's a very dangerous trend if we continue to allow this happen. Because what it means is that the next president himself could jolly well continue along with that, with that habit. And for how long are we going to be doing that? That's one thing we all need to appreciate. And then, so if it's going to be a winner takes all, let's put it in the Constitution. Let's know that when we are voting for somebody, he can fill the place with his kinsmen. But that's not the way to run a country. That everybody in this country is a stakeholder at any time. We just have a leader amongst equals. But that doesn't seem to be happening. And if you want to recover this state, for God's sake, you do need that. You do need that. These things polarize us more and more. You do need that. Okay, there's a story here, but I don't want to dwell too much on this. There's a story here that anxiety grips Bayelsa over planned rally. And it is said that Nyesom Wike wants to hold a rally in Bayelsa, which is really and truly fully almost Ijoland. And I wonder why he wants to do this and why the government would let him do this. Or is it the government? Like Abtedo Peter Side hinted in one of his bomb tweets that he has a way of dropping these tweets one by one. Who is he? Is he holding anybody to ransom? I mean, we have a problem. We have like the governor of Bayelsa said, we have a security problem next door in Rivers. Why do you want to blow it up by insisting you want to go and do a rally? I mean, come on, what is going on? Just to show power, okay? That's that. So, whose bidding is he doing? This is the question you'll ask yourself. Whose bidding is he doing? Don't you think that the president will call him quietly and say, look, Nyesom, with the problems we have now, let's keep it low, okay? Let's because this, we don't know what could be the direct consequence of him wanting to do this rally. The governor, for example, has said that there will be no rally of that. And there will be no rally by Wike in these current times. Because rightly so, it could lead to all kinds of confusion. But the flyer talking about the rallies has listed April 12 as the day for the rally. And the Vanguard does a very nice analysis on the issue. If you are interested in these things, I find them, even to talk about, I find them irritating. Because some of these things are infantile. You want to show power. Power for what? I don't get it. Second base, let's move to something else. Nollywood in Rivers, Florence and the Missing Husband saga. Regina Asker's position on Akpabio Natasha feud. I think I spoke about Natasha's appearance in spite of all odds. And there's a story here, Vanguard talks about it on page 18. It says, supporters trekked 7 hours to welcome Senator Natasha. The story is well known here. Natasha is a superstar. Some people are even, is a superstar, and some people are even insinuating that you could have a Peter Obi Natasha ticket. That would be something to behold. Just the sight of the two of them saying this is the president and this is the vice president. But even if Obi is president, we want him to sleep very, very well. To have a Natasha as a vice president could give him sleepless nights. Let me go into entertainment that I know absolutely nothing about. I have how many minutes more? 1 minute. Okay, we'll take a short break. And when we come back, I'm going to go to the entertainment page that I don't know anything about, but I'll just read some of the highlights for you to hear. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Yellow Lagos. Finally, MTN Champs is here at the center of excellence for Season 3. Be there live as we discover the next generation of Nigerian athletic superstars at the University of Lagos and Yaba Tech Sports Complex. Come with your family and friends for an amazing experience from the 9th to 12th April. Visit mtnchamps.com for more information.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Grand Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more. Register now and take your stand. Your time to shine is now at hand.
Registration is ongoing on www.nigeriainfo.fm.
And Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
She start chasing all the bags. Come and secure another bag with the Jolly Just Come Welcome offer. BetKing is giving 100 naira instant sign-up bonus. That's not all. Within 14 days on the app, you stand a chance to get up to 1 million naira in rewards and enjoy 50 free casino bets on Aviator. Download BetKing app and register today using the promo code FREEBETS to enjoy your 100 naira instant sign-up bonus and other exciting offers. Terms and conditions apply. Not for persons under 18 years. Play responsibly.
Are you a young athlete? Do you have dreams of competing on the world stage? Parents, do your children have what it takes to be champions? MTN Champs is back for season 3, and we're calling on young talents to start your journey to greatness with an opportunity to earn international scholarships at the MTN Schools Athletics Championship. Come and make a difference for you and your family at the regionals in Benin, Lagos, and Uyo from March 13th to May 3rd, 2025. Register now at mtnchamps.com.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info. And now, we are back on the Discourse with Jimi Disu. The Discourse with Jimi Disu.
The Discourse with Jimi Disu
continues in a moment.
Yes, you're welcome back to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. I got a message from, well, I don't know the name. It has a coded name. But he raised a very important point here. And he said that, good morning, sir. The GCEO of NNPC is technically not Yoruba. What are you? You're either Yoruba man or not. And he says, though he has a Yoruba name, he's from Kwara. I didn't mention which state he came from. I said he's a Yoruba man, and his name is what did I say his name in again? I forgot to let me go back to it. But he says that he has a Yoruba name, but he's not. But technically he's not Yoruba. He's from Kwara. The issue of being Yoruba in Kwara itself is subject to all kinds of politics and whatever. His name is Ojulari Bayo. That's a Yoruba name. Bashir Bayo Ojulari. And even though Kwara could technically be from the north, you do have Yorubas there. And there's something called optics in this. I don't know. Technically, where are you from, Oga?
Delta State.
Yeah, from Delta State. Well, technically, I'm from.
Technically.
See, let's be honest with ourselves. Probably a supporter of the president. You don't play politics with things like this. People are not. In fact, perception itself is more dangerous, believe you me, than the reality. You say the name is Bayo Ojulari. What else could he be? You say he's technically from Kwara, but I don't. These games. There are some games, political games, that are obvious. For example, I'd like to refer to Mr. Bayo Ononuga's press release that says that the president has gone on break gone on a walking break. He's gone on a working break outside to another man's country. He's gone on a working break. He wants to use that time to review his... Come on. Why do we do these things? Bayo Ononuga should take a cue from the First Lady's media team, who have a more realistic and more appreciative approach to these things. Nobody is fooling anybody. The man is going for treatment. It's common knowledge that he gets his treatment in the UK. It's common knowledge that he has health challenges like all of us do. It's common knowledge that when you have a health challenge, you have to do, and given his age, 73 or not, you have to consult your doctors. So why not either remain quiet or say that he's gone to see his doctors, and let's know that, because we know that is what it is. I think the idea of being the president's publicist has been totally misplaced. You just want to say things to fulfill all righteousness. No. The first thing Yomi will tell you, the first thing is to handle the truth. But when you do these things, then the day you are telling the truth, you would have created doubt. One more time, I'd like to give kudos to the First Lady's media team. What they did in the case of and what the First Lady's intervention in the School of Nursing saga is top notch. And she said, look, people have the right to protest. Bingo, end of story. And she's come out the better for it. But to come and tell us that the president is on the work, the work is here. The files he needs are here. You know, if it's just for work, he can take a break. He can go to Obudu Ranch, which is our own Camp David. There are many places he can go to sit down and reflect. Must he go to France every time to reflect? And if you keep saying that, remember, we are surrounded by French-speaking countries who themselves have the bone to pick with the French at this time. But that's in another perspective I'd rather not go into at this moment. Can't he go to the UK? So why must he go and reflect in France? Can't he go to Rwanda and reflect? Anyway, entertainment, I said I don't know anything about entertainment. I just feel using some dirty work has made me successful. Funke Akindele, there's a gentleman called DK. He says music has always been an integral part of my life. Jumoke Duwale and Banke Kuku, others Greece 2025 Economy Summit, whatever that is. Dangote or Tedola, I don't know, got Rabi's fortunes. So you have all these, what I'll call some of these PR stories. My good friend Muyiwa Adetiba has a story on, his column is on the political power train and that it gathers steam. And on that note, I will move to the Guardian. The Guardian has its front page story that is so much that is so much on, that I identify with. And what is the headline of the story? It says, "Public assets or personal monuments. Why politicians should stop naming projects after themselves or after their cronies." Okay, political assets or personal monuments. That is all these Bola Ahmed Tinubu barracks, which the military tradition is to name the barracks after a dead soldier. But what we have here, we have in Bola Ahmed Tinubu barracks and so on and so forth. Let me read a paragraph from, in fact, the first paragraph. It says, "A hall of residence built at the University of Lagos through a constituency project facilitated by Femi Gbajabiamila, my good cousin, when he was the Speaker of the House of Representatives, was named after him." Haba. A hall of residence built at the University of Lagos through is a constituency project named after him. The project was not funded with his personal money, but through public funds provided for the budget. In the case of my cousin, Mr. Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, I think he's just about gone a bridge too far, naming all kinds of projects, getting all kinds of projects named after him. It's not right. It's not decent. Truth has to be told. Truth has to be told. Quite a number of things are named after him. His billboards are everywhere, facilitated by this. Whoever is handling his publicity is giving him wrong advice. And he should listen to this very, very well. He would end up building people's perception of him as a megalomaniac. And it's not going to serve good purposes in the end. He talks about the Northeast Children's Trust, an initiative aimed at providing educational support to children orphaned by the Boko Haram insurgency, established a learning center in Maiduguri. The center was named Vice President Yemi Osinbajo Learning Center when Osinbajo was still in office. I wonder why JB allowed this to happen. This doesn't seem to be in style with his character. Yes, he probably didn't do it himself, but he could have said something otherwise. In December, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum of Borno State named a newly built 500 housing estate in Maiduguri after Mai Malabuni, the governor of Bibi. It's like awards too. It's always, even the newspapers are complicit. Sorry to say, that's my constituency. The media is complicit. Every time you see awards, governor of the year, this one of the year, minister of the year. What don't we put value to these things? Of course, the issue of chieftaincy titles are completely dead in this country. It's so difficult for an urban now to want to genuinely say that they want to honor a particular individual. The whole system has been run down. Every other person is a chief. So the Vanguard takes 2 pages and says that we must call on these politicians and those. It is true it starts from eye service of those under them, but surely you can put a stop to it. Surely you can put a stop to it. And I begin to wonder, I ask myself, for those who feel honored, who buy all these honorary degrees and so on and so forth, I'm asking myself, what kind of satisfaction do you get? I've been offered honors by various groups, and I said to myself, what it doesn't make me any less a person if I'm not honored. I know where I give myself honors as and when due within myself. But this thing is getting completely out of hand. And the two full pages, it talks about why politicians should stop naming projects after themselves. I think 1 or 2 people might want to comment. Let's pick that call for me. Hello? Morning. Morning. Hello, good morning. Morning. Yes, I can hear you.
My name is Robert. Uncle Jimmy, I want to give the president kudos for removing that Kyari. I'm telling you the fact.
Yes.
I was thinking that Kyari is an Iroko tree that cannot be removed.
Yes.
Maybe he is the owner of NNPC. Honestly, for the president to get that bonus to remove him, honestly, I give him kudos. I am telling you.
Yes.
He might not be doing other things, but for removing Kyari,
yes,
God will bless that man.
Amen.
But I'm worried about his persistent travel to France. So this France that we are not a colony to France now. He should go to Britain. This France that Burkina Faso, that young man is doing away with. Look at the way that man is building his country. They say France is stealing their resources.
Yes.
And our president is, parlaying with him. So we don't understand. I don't think this is friendship. It's not a matter because Tinubu senior that man very far. The reason why I always go to France is or not to most of us. He says it's a working visit. Well, thank you very much.
Well, even though it is unknown or known officially, but I think all of us know that he most likely has to do with his health, and that is not anything to criticize about. If his health is not good, his health is not good. If he has an appointment with his doctors, he has an appointment with his doctors. I just like that his media handlers are more forthcoming about things that are quite obvious. The second thing I forgot to mention is that who is going to stop this habit of when the president is traveling time, he is traveling, a whole set of ministers and aides all go and line up at the airport. When he's coming back, that is repeated. Somebody posted the South African president traveling. He went to the airport by himself. Was met by a very senior Air Force officer who escorted him onto the plane. I don't understand why we are so ceremonial. the NSA, the chief of staff, they all line up, and thing, they all line up, and they have the red guard, troops, whatever, line up like a kind of guard of honor. Is it a waste of time? It's a waste of money. The perception doesn't look good. It makes us look like jobless people who have no regard for time and money. Okay, that's and I hope somebody would put us in check in that. Even when the president of the United States is traveling, you don't see all his ministers and everybody just lining up. It's always his aides that go with him. I hope we can do something about that. Now, also, I think today is the day the new Alaafin would be given his staff of office. Oba Abimbola Akeem Owode. He will be the 45th Alaafin of Oyo. The Alaafin of Oyo is a very, very important Oba in Yoruba land, and I hope his tenure will bring a lot of grace and show a lot of discipline. I look forward to that. I'd like to say this. We need to have a protocol that tells us actually how to address different people, Obas and so on and so forth. Some people say His Royal Majesty. Some people say His Royal Highness. I think the protocol needs to be well defined. Also, I find it a bit out of place. I believe that by the time you become an Oba, the issue of putting engineer or doctor or whatever becomes completely unnecessary. Because somebody describes him here as Oba Engineer. Oba Engineer Owode. I think it's just with Kabiesi, Ikubabayeye, Abimbola Owode. I think that should be sufficient to start to put engineer. And then I don't know if he has a PhD, put it at the end, FNSC and all these things. I think once we it would be nice to have a protocol. I would prefer, if I were an Oba, I would just be Oba Jimi Disu. I think I need to come on. I need to get that tattoo. Do you know where I can buy one? Can you get me royalty? And there's here again. You have he's been congratulated by engineer, and the person congratulating him refers to himself as High Chief Doctor. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we wish him all the best and look forward to him being a leading star. Because there seems to be a slight problem with the leadership. No, not the leadership, but with the Obaship in Yoruba land. I hope he will contribute to setting it right. Okay, what's the time now? 9:46. Okay, let me take one or two more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Baba 70.
Good morning, sir.
You have man on land speaking to you from Ekpe.
Yes.
First off, about the spokesperson of the president and how we should be handling information and government processes. Today, there are information the government will dish out, that the people will find it out to believe, even if it is true. And that even extends to our courts. The inconsistencies of the court, about Julius Abure, where the court said it is the duty of the political party, to handle their affair without interference of the court.
Yes.
And then in some instance, the court says somebody is a legitimate owner of a position. And then when you even take it to the issue of tribunal, if you remember, there is this case that the Abiola election, was a illegal election, because the court had stopped the process, the conduct of that election. So, government, especially the federal government, should strengthen our institutions, rather than individuals. Of which, when an institution dish out a judgment or a pronouncement, the people will have confidence, in that pronunciation policy or judgment, so that it won't bring the confusion, to the society. Those are my things. Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. Do we have another caller? Hello. Good morning. Morning. Morning.
Good morning, Uncle JD.
Morning.
Zoboli calling from Ikorodu.
Yes.
Happy birthday in advance, Uncle JD.
Thank you
Long
very
life
much.
and prosperity, sir.
Thank you.
So, you've always said it on your platform that it's utterly ridiculous for politicians to name themselves after monuments. And I don't see this going away because it's more or less a norm. Except you keep speaking out and speaking against this. It won't stop. It won't fizzle away. On the Senate issue going against the president, no, Uncle Jody, maybe if we have the 11th or the 12th Senate, because this particular Senate, honestly, they dance to the dictates of the president, and I don't see them changing that stand, except to continually call them out. It's more or less the president is the one dictating the tune, he's the piper, and they just dance. Whatever the president throws at them, they are always rubber stamping it. Because look at it now. Many things, nothing. You see them always standing on the mandate. When will they counter this same mandate at the end of the day? President's working visit. I don't know what to say about that one because till now I don't know what a working visit is. I've searched my head. I've Googled it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
you are here.
Ms. Obole, I know.
Uncle JD, it is well, Jerry.
I know.
Happy celebration, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. I know. I know what to work with. I'm going on a walking visit for 1 week. Let's begin. Hello, good morning. Quickly. Hello. Oh, we lost it. Yeah, I know what to work. I too am going on a walking visit. Second visit, I think let's do. We see this issue of naming monuments, it has lost its significance now. The whole idea has been completely bastardized. So
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello,
good morning.
Uncle JD, good morning, sir.
Uche, good morning. Quickly, we are running out of time.
Good morning, sir.
Quickly.
Hello?
Go ahead. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay, we lost that.
Hello,
I can hear you. Okay, let's go. Knock it off. So it's lost its significance now. You can name everything after yourself all you like. And that is why when the important ones do come, the culture has been bastardized. You know, when we really do need to name monuments after certain persons, you find that it becomes completely insignificant. And it's very sad. It's very, very sad because in the contemporary world, it is a big deal. In the contemporary world, it is a big deal. How many things have you named after Prince Charles or King Charles, as it were? It must be done with some, with care and must be well thought out. But we've lost its significance, just like a lot of the things we have. Titles too have lost their significance. There was a time if you stood up in public and say, I am Pastor so and so. It carried a lot of weight. These days, what next? Which title will you say now? Let's be honest with ourselves. Which title? Is it political title? You stand up in public and say, I'm Senator so and so. Would that earn you the required respect? Will Alaji earn you the required respect? Name it. In fact, the ones that are respected now are the ones who don't have any titles. Like me now, I don't have any title. I remember my good friend Chiwezu. I wonder where he is. He's the first Nigerian that I know who did not even have a surname. Talk less of a title. You remember that in the 80s, when The Guardian came on, when Alex Sibru was still the publisher, the policy they had at that time, tired with all these things, was to say everybody would be simply Mr. But we seem to have lost it. I got to go. One more time, the whole of next week, I'm going on a walking visit. I'm going on a walking visit. I'll be away for about 1 week and a few more days. And I hope to be back after my vacation, and we'll go full steam ahead till summertime. I'd like to thank you for listening. I'd like to thank Emmanuel, who will be here whilst I'm on my walking visit or I'm a bachelor. He go to sweat for here. I will be on walking visits. But as soon as I'm back, you now be listening to a man. I will now become a completely. You don't get a citizen once you are 70. You are the highest level of citizen. So I can talk with more authority then. All right. Thank you all very much. I hope to see you when I do come back. Bye.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's